The horses ain't there. They're gone.
Gone? Gone? Are you sure?
Yeah, all I could find was this note.
Here, let me see that.
Read it, Frank. What's it say?
It says, you are good. You are a no-good bunch of coyotes, and I decided to leave you stranded in your hideout. I've hated you for years, and I hope the posse catches you and hangs you.
How's it signed?
Old Faithful.
It's the posy.
You're surrounded, James Brothers. Come on with your hands up.
Yeah, well, you better come and get us.
I'll give you one chance. What do you say, Jesse James?
You'll never take me alive.
What do you say, Frank James?
You'll never take me alive.
What do you say, Harry James?
Listen to what the nation's press has had to say about king-size Chesterfields.
Cleveland Press. Dealers everywhere report the big pack sale phenomenal. Last week in Cleveland, some areas reported the long-size Chesterfield outsold all other brands.
Atlantic City Evening Union. Wholesalers and retailers report an extraordinary demand for Chesterfields in both sizes, with sellouts in many instances.
And from all over the country, we're getting reports from dealers telling us no product they ever handled has grown so fast in so short a time as king-size Chesterfields.
With the buying public today, high quality for the money is a must. And that's why so many smokers are changing to Chesterfield. First cigarette in America to give you premium quality in both regular and king size. King size Chesterfield is exactly the same as regular Chesterfield, except it's larger. Contains so much more of the same tobacco, it gives you a 21% longer smoke, yet costs very little more.
And the tobacco in king-size Chesterfield is of better quality and higher price than the tobacco in any other king-size cigarette.
Try Chesterfield. Either way you like 'em, regular or king size, Chesterfield gives you the best possible smoke.
Now, I've always been a great fan of Western pictures, but I really flipped when Roy Rogers and Gene Autry came on the scene, because if there's anything I like more than Western pictures, it's Western music. So text the bill. Let's ride down the canyon. Riding down the canyon to watch the sun go down. A picture that no artist e'er could paint. White-faced cattle lowing on the mountainside. I hear a coyote whining for its mate. Cactus plants are blooming, sagebrush everywhere. Granite spires are standing all around. I tell you, folks, it's heaven to be riding down the trail when the desert sun goes down. Cactus plants are blooming, sagebrush everywhere. Granite spires are standing all around. tell you, folks, it's heaven to be riding down the trail when the desert sun goes down.
That was sure pretty the way you sang. It brought a lump in my throat.
Well, thank you, Jerry. That's very flattering, huh?
Dean, I'd like to add my vote of confidence to Jerry's. I couldn't have done better myself.
Do you sing, Jeff?
Of course he sings, and you knew it all the time, Dean Martin, so how come you didn't mention it?
I'm sorry, Jeff. I guess I must have forgotten you were a singer.
Well, maybe we can get together after the show and kick around Sweet Adeline.
Sounds good to me.
Well, it don't sound good to me.
Why not?
She's my sister.
All right, Jerry. It's time to wrap things up. So let's say goodnight to Jeff Chandler, who has been a wonderful, wonderful guest.
Yes, sirree, Jeffy boy. Anytime you want to sign your name in our guest book, you go right ahead.
That goes double for me, Jeff.
Well, thank you, boys. Good night, everybody. Good night, boys.
Good night.
Well, folks, that does it for this week, but we'll be back next week. And meanwhile, we want you all to sound off for Chesterfield.
That's right, folks. It's a big boost for us. When you step up to the counter and ask the man for Chesterfields, try them tomorrow. Regular or king size, you'll get the best possible smoke from Chesterfield.
So until next week, this is Dean Martin reminding all our friends in Texas that we're coming down to play the State Fair in Dallas from October 4th through the 19th.
And this is Jerry Lewis reminding all of you that our latest picture, Jumping Jacks, is playing at your local theaters. We hope you'll go see it. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
From Hollywood, you've just heard transcribed the Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis Show. Written by Ed Simmons and Norman Lear. Produced and directed by Dick Mack. With music prepared and conducted by Dick Stabile. And this is George Fenneman asking you to listen to a personal message from Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we sign off, we'd like to tell you a little something about our pet charity, the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Muscular dystrophy is a horrible disease that strikes young and old alike. And what makes it even more frightening is that the disease is incurable. A cure can be found for this dread disease, but money is needed for research. It's needed badly, and your contributions can help this research to continue. Please send what you can to MDA New York 8, New York. That's MDA New York 8, New York. And we thank you so much. Good night.
Jeff Chandler will soon be seen in Because of You, a Universal International picture also starring Loretta Young and Alex Nichols.
"72 years ago, September 23rd, 1952, Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis, and Jeff Chandler. It was a hoot. Now we have an episode of Claudia next.
Calling all bargain hunters, Angela Warner from Warner Stellian with the sale you're not going to want to miss. It's the real deal clearance, and we're marking down tons of appliances at or even below cost. Floor model French door fridges, overstock laundry pairs, you name it, we've got it. Including exclusive extra savings of $50 to $500 for each appliance you buy, even our regular stock. This is your chance to score big on the brands you love and get it from the trusted specialists at Warner Stellian. But hurry, these deals won't last forever. Shop now at Warner Stellian stores.
Owning a rental property sounds like a dream until you realize how much work goes into getting it ready. Determine a competitive rent price, market the property, schedule the showing, screen tenants, draft up the lease, set up rent collection, handle maintenance requests, maintain tenant communication. Whew, sound complicated? Renter's Warehouse is here to take the hard work off your rental to-do list. Qualified tenants? Check. Rent collection? Check. Maintenance coordination? You got it. Go to renterswarehouse.com for a free rental analysis to find out how much your home can rent for. Or call 952-444-6996 because from now on, the only thing you need on your to-do list is to call Renter's Warehouse.
Did you know using your browser in incognito mode doesn't actually protect your privacy? Take back your privacy with IPVanish VPN. Just one tap and all your data, passwords, communications, browsing history, and more will be instantly protected. IPVanish makes you virtually invisible online. Use IPVanish on all your devices, anytime you go online at home and especially on public Wi-Fi. Get IPVanish now for 70% off a yearly plan with this exclusive offer at ipvanish.com/audio.
Joe? Joe?
Yes, dear.
Joe, I smell something burning.
Well, have you checked that roast you have in the oven lately?
Joe, I'm serious. Joe, there's smoke pouring out of the kitchen.
Hey, you're right. The wastebasket's on fire.
What are you doing?
Putting a cover over the wastebasket, smothering the fire.
That's right, Joe. To make a fire, 3 things are necessary.
Fuel to burn, heat to make it burn, and air to keep it burning.
Take any one of these 3 away, and there can be no fire.
In Joe's case, he took the air away so the fire couldn't burn. He could have cooled the fire by dousing it with water. No heat.
Or he could have removed the fire itself, got it outside where it couldn't spread by using a shovel, broom, rake, or other tool.
Be prepared. Know how to fight fires in your home.
For your own protection, your local civil defense director urges you to learn now.
Before we take you to a very sad Claudia, let me remind you what's coming up in the next few days. On Tuesday, the Chase and Sanborn Hour, Father Knows Best, and People Are Funny. On Wednesday, Mystery in the Air, Night Watch, Inner Sanctum Mysteries, and Casey Crime Photographer. And then Thursday, Jack Benny, Amos and Andy, Bibber McGee and Molly, and Lum and Abner. And then Friday, more comedy with Father Knows Best, My Friend Irma, The Life of Riley, and The Sweeney and March Show. Saturday, more crime with The Lives of Harry Lime, Big Town Dragnet, and Suspense. Right now, though, let's check in with Claudia, who is leaving David, who is at the hospital.
Your Coca-Cola bottler presents Claudia, based on the famous play and novels by Rose Franken. Brought to you transcribed Monday through Friday by your friendly neighbor who bottles Coca-Cola. Relax, and while you're listening, refresh yourself. Have a Coke. And now, Claudia.
Claudia, is that you?
It's me, Mama.
How did you get back? I thought you'd call for Fritz to pick you up in the truck.
There's a taxi right in front of the hospital. I was going to take it only as far as the bus stand, but before I knew it, I was home. Such a nice taxi driver. He told me about his wife and his brother. He'd been in a car accident once, too, and he was laid up for 3 months.
Oh, David isn't going to be laid up for 3 months, and you know it.
Of course he isn't.
Come inside. I have some hot tea waiting for you.
Oh, I'm fine, Mama. I don't need any hot tea.
You drink it. It's raw out, isn't it?
Is it? I like it better out than in. The house feels so empty.
Flatterer. Be careful, Claudia. Don't sit on my knitting.
I see it. Oh, it's funny how a house can just change with the way a person feels. Yesterday morning it was pouring in, and yet it was so cozy and cheerful. David and I thought there wasn't a happier house in the whole world.
There isn't.
And the accident, and now it's empty.
It usually is. David never comes home before 6:30 or 7. It's only 4 o'clock now.
It's knowing he isn't coming home.
Not tonight, but soon. It could be worse.
Of course it could. How's Bobby?
Fine. He took his orange juice like a man.
Babies go right on as if nothing happened. I think I'll go up and see him. He'll make everything seem normal.
Sit where you are. You haven't told me about David yet.
Oh, well, I saw him. I was allowed in his room for 15 minutes. He sort of was dozing most of the time.
Was he able to speak?
A little. He apologized